Hi, I'm here with Andrew from the Op Games, and these are the games that they have at Gen Con this year. Let's go ahead and start off with Gnome Hollow.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as you can see here, this is Gnome Hollow, which is our game of the show. So, Gnome Hollow is our newest hobby game. It is a worker placement, tile placement game where players are playing as gnomes, completing little rings of mushrooms. And once you complete a ring, those mushrooms can then be traded in for victory points, as well as you can, depending on the size of a ring that's made, you'll move these ring markers over and they give you additional bonuses, right? So very cool. One of the things I love about this is the player boards are magnetized.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so you put the pieces on and they just stick there.
Oh my gosh, that's such a great idea.
It is such a good feeling to just flip the boards over and have them just stick. It's so nice.
Especially if you have kids playing, they can knock things around.
You can't knock anything off. It's super nice. Another thing is it comes with an advanced variant. So the other side of the player boards, instead of just worrying about how many tiles a ring takes up, it's the shape of the pattern you're making. So it's a much different puzzle that you're thinking of. So very cool. You can also see that the game has a lot of heft in it. You know, after you shuck everything, it'll lay flat, but a lot of heft in it. What we're super excited for is, for the first time ever, the Op Games is doing a deluxe upgrade kit of components.
Nice.
So the base game has brilliant components already, right? But if you want to get beautiful screen printed wooden components for the mushrooms, the victory point tokens, the flower tokens, first player marker, you can get all of that here with the deluxe upgrade kit. So super exciting here. You know, there's been a lot of fervor for it already too. We're hoping to sell out, which is exciting.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
So, you know, this is Gnome Hollow, which will be available at retail middle of August.
Okay,
yeah,
nice.
So pretty soon. Available first at Gen Con, available at retail
and then in a couple of weeks, Nice,
Yeah.
Awesome, that's great. This is probably your guys' like most popular or most hyped up game for the event for Gen Con, because this is what I've been hearing about a lot.
Yes, sir.
And a lot of people have already been excited about this.
Yes, sir. Super excited about this one. Like I said, we had a line wrapped around the booth, which is super exciting for us, you know, for the Op Games. So that's an amazing accomplishment. And again, one that we're super proud of and excited to expand on in the future.
And the designer of the game is also downstairs, like, selling these as well, too.
Yes, Anderson.
Yeah,
such an
he's been
amazing
great.
guy. Yes, such an amazing guy. Such a brilliant story of how he came up with the game from he was in a car accident and he was he was in a coma, and the game came to him while he was in a coma.
No kidding.
Yeah, so such an amazing guy. So it was so fortunate to work with him to bring this to fruition, because this was his game and he did such a great job, and then to be able to bring it to the finish line and see the fervor that we have at the store, at the show, is amazing.
That's awesome.
It's so cool.
Oh, cool.
And we get these little gnome plushies.
Yeah, you got to get the plushie, right?
Yeah, right?
Awesome. All right, so what is next for Op Games here?
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully we can still see that. So our other big game of the show is Stalk Exchange. So this is a stock market manipulation game. Okay. So this is our other big game of the show. And in this game, what players are going to be doing is they'll have a portfolio of flower tokens, right?
Right.
And basically you're going to be manipulating the stock exchange from your portfolio. So you'll either be able to swap them, and you'll be able to plant flowers from the stock exchange. As flowers get planted, they'll then be harvested and be worth specific points as you go along. So, i.e., if you harvest 3 red flowers, red would be worth 3.
Right.
That's going to denote the victory points that they're going to be worth at the end of the game.
Okay.
So you're building your portfolio, but also matching the stock market,
market.
But the interesting thing is that the tokens will be coming this way, and the victory points will become, or the value will become this way. When they meet, the game ends.
Okay.
But the flower that meets causes a bust and gets depreciated by half.
Oh.
So if you put all your eggs, or I guess flowers in this case, in one basket, then you might not win because they're going to get depreciated by half.
Right.
So it's an interesting thing of not diversifying your portfolio. I hate saying that out loud, but diversifying your portfolio, right? So it's super exciting there. And then again, beautiful wooden components, like all the flower tokens are these chunky pieces of wood, as well as these beautiful sheds that once you build them once, they fit into the box, so you don't have to build them every time you play. Yeah, so just a beautiful value. And then again, I turned the box around. Sorry, video, but breathtaking artwork. This is all handcrafted paper craft. So the artist handcrafts all of these flowers and then took photos of them.
Right.
So it's just so beautiful. It's a beautiful production value. Available first at Gen Con, available to retailers mid-August. So super excited to have this one out in the world as well,
That's
too.
awesome. Yeah, this sounds really exciting. This sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it's great. It plays 2 to 5 players, too. So good player count, and plays very well at 2, 5. So it's nice, too. Doesn't add a lot of extra time at 5. So it's nice that you can get in, get out in about 45 minutes to an hour max.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. It's a super great game.
Awesome. Cool. All right, and then we have the Avatar game here.
Yes.
I've heard a lot about that, too.
Yeah, so this is Avatar Aang's Destiny. So this is our newest in our line of cooperative deck building games. So it began in 2016 with Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle.
Right, yeah.
And then
We love that game, by the way.
Brilliant game.
Yeah, my family and I play that game all the time.
It's a great introduction to deck building for people that have never played deck builders before.
Right, yeah.
Then we expanded on that and learned from that game with Toy Story's Obstacles and Adventures, which came out a few years ago, which took you through the Toy Story world.
Right.
This version is our best version of the system yet.
Okay.
And it takes you through the story of Avatar: The Last Airbender. So very similar to those games, it'll come in one box, but inside of it are 7 boxes.
Right.
And you'll go through the story of the Avatar. So characters will come out through the game, like, minor spoilers, but like Toph is not in the beginning. You meet Toph later in the show, so she comes in later.
Right.
And things like that. Things I love about this one are the 2 markets of cards. So there's a general market, and then there's a market of bending cards.
Right.
So Avatar is all about the elements, earth, fire, air, and water. And then you can buy cards for the specific elements, and those cards do an X ability, and then if a water bender does them, they also do a Y ability.
Okay.
So it's very cool because you can kind of tailor make your deck a little bit more.
Right.
So like, you're playing Katara, who's from the water tribe, and she can get more water cards to do more combos and stuff like that.
Right.
But the beautiful, unique part of the system is even characters like Asaka, who doesn't have any bending, he can get ally cards and play them, and that gives them the bending abilities. So then they can get the bending cards, which are nice.
Right.
Another new thing I love are objectives in each box. And there's also, not a legacy game, but there's a reward deck that is in each box as well, too. So you'll be unlocking cards that will persist from game to game, which is super exciting because it gives you kind of something that like makes your deck a little bit better. It's like, Aang in the Avatar state and stuff like that. So brilliant production. Like I said, 7 boxes of content, a lot of surprises in here, some familiar to Harry Potter and Toy Story players, but some new that those players have not seen. And again, not a reskin or anything. This is a completely new game, new story, new cards, like unique artwork that we did for the game as well, too. So a really cool production, and this will be available September this year.
Okay,
so
cool.
pretty soon.
Yeah.
Now, so super excited.
If somebody wants to play this but they don't know anything about Avatar: The Last Airbender, would they enjoy this game or pick up on it?
They would love this because very similar to those games, the first box introduces you to the concept of deck building and these characters and this world.
Right.
So it's great because you'll kind of get, slowly inundated to who they are, what's their story, and then what a deck builder is. And then as you play, you'll learn more mechanics. It'll add new things. It'll add some deceptively hard villains.
Yeah.
So it's not a walk in the park, but if you work together, 2 to 4 players, cooperative, if you work together, then you can take down Fire Lord Ozai, which is the end game result, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And a cool treatment on the box, too, with the floor.
Yeah, that's really cool. I love that design. Awesome. Other games?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll go a little quicker through these.
Yeah.
But we also have brand new games in our Party Family line of games.
Yes, which you guys make great family party games.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, Tapple has been doing so well. If you guys haven't played Tapple, I'm sure you've seen it on TikTok or on Amazon. It's taken the world by storm.
Yeah, that's actually my nephew's favorite game. He absolutely loves that game and asks us to play it all the time.
It's a great game. I keep it on my coffee table at my house.
Yeah.
And then people just walk by and we'll be like, football teams, or just make up a category, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's super exciting. Tapple After Dark launched this year, a Target exclusive right now.
Cool.
So it's exciting. It's Tapple, but with a little bit more raunchy words.
Right. Yeah.
So super exciting there, and then we might have some more stuff in the Tapple pipeline in the future. But party games we're launching at the show. First one is Da Da Da. Super, super fun game where you are basically making a language with your friends and then basically using that language to communicate certain things.
Right.
So what I mean by that is going to be a little bit hard to see for the camera, but you'll have nonsense syllables and then you'll have these object cards. And as soon as you flip over the syllables and the cards, you can't talk anymore. So you can only use those nonsense syllables.
Right.
So you and I might be playing, and we might be like, za, and
Uh-huh.
point to like a bird, and like za, and point to like a bee, and maybe it's animals that fly.
Right.
So you're deciphering your language,
Yeah.
and then one player at a time will have a hand of 5 cards,
Uh-huh.
and they're trying to have you guess one of them by only using those made-up syllables.
Gotcha.
So it's
Okay.
cool because you're making your language,
Yeah.
and then you're basically using that language to learn new things, right?
Right.
So very, very cool of just like, hey, and then it's just funny looking at your friends and being like, fazo da,
Yeah.
fazo da, and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
very, very cool, very
Yeah.
cool.
That's awesome. Cool.
Next one is Move Like Me.
Uh-huh.
Move Like Me is dancing telephone.
Okay. I was about to say, it kind of gives that like Dance Dance Revolution
Very
feel
similar,
to it.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you flip over a card and it might say Hammer Hands. And I'm
Okay.
like, I don't even know what that is. But Hammer Hands, I'll tap you on the shoulder and I'll do it.
Right.
And then you'll go and get a new card and you'll do it down the line, right?
Right.
And then you could video yourself doing it and stuff like that. Really just a fun time more than anything. Like no score, nothing like that, right?
Yeah.
Just having a good time with your friends. And people would be like, well, what if I don't know the dance move? And I'm like, that's even better. That's even better.
Right.
So
you get to make up an interpretation of it.
Oh,
that
yeah,
way.
right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, this is what Hammer Hands is. This is what the robot is.
Right.
And very, very cool.
Yeah.
Next, we have Blank Slate Challenge. So Blank Slate is one of our very popular family games.
Mm-hmm.
And Blank Slate Challenge is for 2 or 4 players, and it's basically like a team-based version of Blank Slate.
Nice.
So,
Yeah.
so now players have little tableaus with a top and bottom answer.
Right.
So if we flipped over a card like Dance Blank,
Mm-hmm.
the top one is the one you really think you and I are going to match with.
Right.
And then the bottom one is like the one we're not so sure on.
Right.
And then you get points based on how well you match with your partner.
Yeah.
So very simple game, very quick, slight MSRP, like just a good time, right? These
Right.
games are put smiles on people's faces,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What I like to say sometimes is they might not be game night, but they're the introduction to game night, right?
Right,
Like these
yeah.
are the things you might play and then jump into an avatar.
Right.
Or jump into a Gnome Hollow, start with Blank Slate Challenge, start
Yeah.
with da-da-da, right?
Yeah.
And those are great. Like those games are amazing.
Definitely.
And then finally, super excited for this. This is Flip 7. This is a promotional copy. The final box will be a little bit bigger.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a push your luck card game.
Okay.
Deceptively simple. This deck of cards has 1-1 to 12-12s.
Okay.
And when you'll flip over a card, and then next time it's your turn, I'll be like, you want another or no?
Right.
And you'll be like, hit me. And then if you ever match a number, you bust and you're out for the round, right?
Gotcha,
But if you
okay.
don't, you'll keep going.
Okay.
And then you'll add up your points for the round. It's first to 200 wins.
Oh, wow.
A few things that are wrinkles, though.
Uh-huh.
Are there are cards like freeze, which means you don't flip any more cards over.
Right.
Or flip 3 that I can play on myself or play on you to make you bust or to make me maybe get more points.
Right.
Or things like second chance, which if I bust, I get to keep going.
Gotcha.
So really ingenious things. And this is a game that I promise you play it, you'll love it.
Yeah.
It is so simple. It is a game that you can bring out with everybody. I love to call these games in-law approved, right? I just taught
Right.
y'all the rules in 30 seconds.
Right.
And you can teach it with anybody. It plays very quickly.
Yeah.
Small footprint, and it's just a brilliant little game.
Nice.
And super excited for this one, which will be coming out later this month.
So the only way for you to bust is if you draw a card that matches a card.
So if I had
Okay.
an 11 and I flipped another 11, it's a bust.
Right. Gotcha.
And again,
Okay.
the odds of that are higher because there's 11 11s in that
Right.
deck.
But
You
there's
know,
only 1-1.
only 1-1.
Right. So if you got that one, you're like, I'm good. Yeah, yeah. Nice. Awesome. Well, this sounds really exciting. I love hearing about all these games. Like I said, Op Games always puts out really great games, and I think everybody's really excited about seeing what's coming out here soon. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want a little exclusive?
Sure.
We are very excited to begin talking about our game for next year's Gen Con.
Yeah.
Which is called T-Witches.
Nice.
Which is by the team that did Flamecraft, Manny Vega and
Oh,
Sidara
yeah.
Singh.
Oh,
Yes.
that's such
so
a great
you
game.
can see her breathtaking artwork on the box. Obviously, everything is pending. I mean, we're pretty close,
Right.
but everything's pending. Know that this is all prototype and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you can see her art is just sensational. And this is a game we'll talk about a little bit later, a little bit later this year. But just wanted to show off the box top for y'all and just say, like, it's coming next year. Super excited for it.
That is awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, this looks really great. And if you like Flamecraft, I'm sure you're going to like this. So, yeah.
Yeah, right. So very excited for this one.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Andrew. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you for
Yeah.
taking the time.
Definitely.